We have been screaming and screaming about the Raptors making a trade and getting another piece to help this team win. And this morning, I wasn't expecting to do a video. However, the Raptors made me do a video. Why? Because the Raptors have traded Terrence Ross and a first-round pick for 2017 to the Orlando Magic for Serge Ibaka. Now, this deal has a lot of ups and some little scary bits. Now, let's just get the scary bits out of the way. One, Terrence Ross was a big locker room guy. The team loved him, right? The fan base had a love-hate relationship with him, kind of like Jake Gardner for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But he's a great shooter. Terrence Ross, but his head. There's sometimes it's not in the game, or you don't think, why did he do that? Why did he take that shot? It made sense for the Raptors to move him. He was the kind of the expendable guy. Serge Ibaka, however, very good player. 1 year left on his contract. That's the one thing I think for Serge that I'm a little like, do we want to give up Terrence Ross and our pick for a guy who's gone after this year? It's risky. And what if he doesn't perform? Eesh. But you have to give up a lot to get a lot. I mean, it's sports, right? You have to give up a lot to get a lot. Why did the Jays get Troy Tulowitzki? They had to trade a couple big prospects. How did the Jays get Price? They had to trade Daniel Norris, right? God help us. How did we get R.A. Dickey? Syndergaard and Darno. It's just you have to give a lot to get a lot, and the Raptors did that today. Crazy. It's crazy to think Terrence Ross is gone. I understand people have been saying he's the guy you should move, but think about it now. Terrence Ross, drafted by the Toronto Raptors, is gone. He's been around a long time, and he's gone now. He's going down to Orlando, the second worst team in the Eastern Conference. Yikes. Also, he's going to be playing with Bismack Biyombo again. It's good for him. Kinda. He's going to be living in Florida. I guess that's okay, right? But let's break this down a little bit, okay? Let's break this trade down. We've talked about it. We've talked about some positives and negatives. Let's talk about specific pieces and why they moved. The first round pick, the Raptors are not a rebuilding team. They're not like the Toronto Maple Leafs, who if they traded their first round pick, they'd be crazy. The Raptors are not that rebuilding team. When the Raptors make the playoffs and hopefully go far, that pick won't be great. It'll be 24, maybe 25, and that's not really a great pick. So that's okay. I'm okay to move that. Terrence Ross, yes, he's a very energetic guy. Great. He's a fantastic athleticism. Very athletic guy. And obviously he loves to dunk, and we love to watch him dunk. He's a great dunker. He's also good from three. But, like I said, he's not a very smart player. Let me put this into perspective. If you guys remember, it happens a lot, though. When I think it's like Lowry up high, right? And Terrence Ross is coming around a screen. I swear, whenever, he's coming around that screen, he's saying, I'm shooting this ball. Because he comes off the screen, gets the ball, he's a catch and shoot guy. He does it. No matter if there is a guy draped all over him or he is wide open, he is taking that shot. And that is something that's not good. You got to get the best shot possible. When you're wide open and coming off the screen, great, take the shot. You're a catch and shoot guy. It's wide open, take it. But if there's a guy draped all over you, you don't shoot. But he does it on a regular basis. His shot selection wasn't very good and isn't very good. So, trust me, I'm going to miss the dunks and the athleticism and the nice handles from the guy. But guys, you got to think about it, right? his head for the game, there's times where you're like, what are you doing? Exactly like Jake Gardner. A lot of the times he's like, wow, this guy's great. And sometimes you're like, what are you doing out there? Right? So it's kind of like a mix and match. Terrence Ross was the guy you saw leaving, but you got. Now let's talk about the positives out of this. I talk about the positives of getting rid of those guys, because that's what we got to do, right? We got to look at the positives. The negatives is Terrence Ross is a great player off the bench, great athletic player, shoot the three. You know, it sucks. It's going to hurt the bench, that's for sure. However, you get Serge Ibaka, the 27-year-old veteran. He knows how to win. Not with Orlando, however, but with OKC. You know, he knows what it takes to win. He's a good player, a very good defensive power forward, and that's good. The Raptors have been lacking defense pretty much all year long, and with Patrick Patterson being in and out of the lineup, you couldn't really get some consistency, and Siakam, a rookie, there were times where he looked okay, but sometimes he's like, yeah, you're not ready, kid. You ain't ready yet. So getting Serge Ibaka, that established defensive power forward, who can also shoot very well. He's averaging 15.1 points a game and 6.8 boards on the season. That's pretty good. He's very good. Now, if the Raptors can continue, like if their starting five can continue the way they've been playing of late, we know JV's been lighting it up. He's been doing fantastic of late. I know we've been saying he hasn't been good since we signed him, but the last 2 or 3 games, DeMarre Carroll has looked very good. He's looked he's looked very good over the last. He's been efficient, and he's been taking good quality shots. And he hasn't just been chucking up threes. He's taking them when he's got the chance to, right? You know, obviously DeMar and Lowry have been DeMar and Lowry, and now you get Serge Ibaka, who's a very good player. Offensively and defensively, and on the glass, he's pretty decent as well. So, it's a very positive trade for right now. For the offseason, well, if the Raptors can sign him, because now with Terrence Ross's contract gone, they may have an opportunity to sign him. I'm not sure how all the money's going to work. Well, excuse me. Not sure how all the dollars are going to line up and everything, but you know, I think that if they can sign Serge Ibaka and he plays well for the Raptors this informal second half of the year, this might be a very good trade. It's good for right now. From a statistics standpoint and the way this team is looking, it's a good trade. The Raptors, Terrence Ross, like I said, not consistent offensively, defensively, except for his rookie year, he's been, In the first round pick, we don't worry about that. Right? You get an established power forward defensively and a pretty damn good offensive guy as well. So, you got to look at this from a standpoint of Terrence Ross was a more or less a well-liked player. Yes. And does it suck to see the man leave? Of course it does. But it needed to be done. The Raptors have not had an established power forward, ideally since Chris Bosh. You can say Amir Johnson, but was he that next guy? Not really. Chris Bosh was that guy. Serge Ibaka could be that guy, depending on how he plays as a Raptor. And it's funny, you know, we're done talking about this trade because we've broken it down. We've talked about the positives, the negatives of both sides of the trade, right? What we get is good. What we got rid of is a good thing. What we lost, you lost a tough guy, and the contract situation for Serge. We talked negatives, positives for both. Now we got to take it to the court. Now, will Ibaka play tonight? Probably not. I can't see him playing tonight, especially since we play back-to-back. I mean, it'd be great because we're in Chicago to take on the Bulls. We never play well there, so that's going to be tricky, right? So, I mean, maybe, this could do two things to the team. The team loved Terrence Ross. This could hurt them, morale-wise. Or it could spark them and say, all right, we got this guy. Let's show him in Chicago that we are this team. We are this team that we can go far with this. And then if he plays, I would assume he would play the next day. on the Wednesday. I would assume he plays. And if he does, and he plays well, and the team wins, that means hopefully you get it back-to-back, both wins. Serge Ibaka has a good first night. Oh, it would be beautiful if that all happened, right? So let's not get it too ahead of ourselves, though. I'm getting too excited. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video and you enjoyed the trade, because, I mean, there's positives, like we said, there's positives and negatives of it. But overall, for the Raptors right this second, I think it's a good trade. Because now with Terrence Ross gone, maybe Norman Powell gets more of a look. I understand the size is a bit different. But you know what? That's minutes. That has to be eaten up by somebody. And Norman Powell, when you give him minutes, we've clearly seen that he does very well. All right? So, hey, hit the like button if you guys haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't already. Because you know what? It means a lot to me, you guys. And I'm not just doing Jays trades, guys. I understand the Jays are what, started up the channel. But the Raptors and Leafs, they're great teams. And they're going to be great teams for many years. Let's get fired up about this Raptor team. They make this trade. It's a new team pretty much now. We all got to regroup and start new pretty much. And let's get it going, all right? So comment down below. What do you guys think of this trade? I understand some of you guys might think it's a real big negative. Some of you might think it's a really good positive. Let me know what you guys think. And we'll talk to you guys tonight. Raptors edition as they take on the Bulls in Chicago. Never play well there. I think they haven't won in like 9 years. I think it's something like that. They need a win bad. And also Leafs edition tonight as the Leafs take on the Islanders at home. So, hey, if both Torontos can win, Serge Ibaka shows up to Chicago and gets an applause from the, not really Chicago fans, but the Raptor fans there. And they talk to him on the broadcast. And, it would be great. And the Raptors get a win. That'll be nice. All right. So, we'll talk to you guys then.